Okay, hello everybody. This is Brother Wolf, and this is HS 345. This is our last case of the term, case number 12, and we have two groups that are presenting. We had a group that presented last night, and then this is the second group. And whenever you guys are ready, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, so we are doing case number 12, which I'm sure we've all read through, about Pensacola Healthcare. Question number 1 says to consider the $50,000 excess cash, assume that Gary invests the funds in a 1-year CD. What is the CD's value at maturity if it pays 10% annual interest? And we use the future value equation, which is the present value times 1 plus the interest rate raised to the number of years. So the first year at 10%, he would get, it would come to $55,000. Question B asked what it would be at 5% interest and what it would be at 15% interest. Using the same equation, at 5% interest, it comes to $52,500, and at 15% interest, it comes to $57,500. Okay, next slide. Question 2 asks us to, oh, go ahead.
I think it was just echoing.
Oh, okay. Question 2 asked us to rework the same problem. So again, we're using the same future value equation. But it was asking to rework the problems if it was invested for 5 years. So again, the only difference in the equation would be that we would use the exponent of 5 to represent the 5 years. So at 10%, it would come to $80,525.50. At 5%, it's $63,814.08, and at 15%, it's $100,567.86. Right, next. Now it says to consider the surgery center's goal of having $200,000 available in 5 years to buy a new patient billing system. What lump sum amount must be invested today in a CD paying 10% annual interest to accumulate the needed $200,000? We're solving for present value, which you can see in the equation is equal to the future value, which would be the $200,000. Divided by 1 plus the interest raised to the number of years. So in the first case, that would be at 10%, that would be $124,185. I meant at 5 years. I'm sorry, I'm not reading this right. And B was what annual interest rate is needed to produce the $200,000 after 5 years. Only $100,000 is invested. So it's a future value equation, and you're solving for the interest rate, which in this case comes to 14.87%.
Okay. Do you want me to start now?
Sure.
Okay. So for question 4, it says now consider a second alternative for accumulating funds to buy the new billing system. In lieu of a lump sum investment, assume that 5 annual payments of $32,000 are made at the end of each year. First question about that is, what type of annuity is this? This is considered an ordinary or deferred annuity, which are the same. For B, it asks, what is the present value of the annuity of the opportunity cost rate if the opportunity cost rate is 10% annually, and then also 10% compounded semi-annually. So for the compounded annually, that's going to be $121,000, $305.18. Compounded semi-annually is $138,543.25. For C, it's asking what is the future value of this annuity if the payments are invested in an account that pays 10% interest annually, and also 10% compounded semi-annually. So for the future value annually, it would be $195,363.20. Compounded semi-annually is $176,820.20. Then it asks for the annual interest rate. What interest rate is required to accumulate the $200,000 needed to make the purchase, assuming that $32,000 annual payment. And this is going to be an interest rate of 11%. What size, on letter E, what size annual payment is needed to accumulate $200,000 under annual compounding at a 10% interest rate? And this is going to be $32,759.50. And these were all entered into the Excel format using the payment, the rate, future value, and present value. For question number 6, A and C. Now consider the uneven cash flow stream stemming from the lease agreement given in the case. What is the present year value of the annual lease cash flow if the opportunity cost rate is 10% annually? So the present year value is going to be $47,326. And as it shows here, the breakdown of each year and how to get to that. For question C, does the office renovation and subsequent lease agreement appear to be a good investment for the company? The cost to complete the initial renovation is $40,000, and the present value of cash flows that will be generated from leasing the building will be $47,328. This scenario yields a positive net cash flow of over $7,000. From this analysis, the renovation investment would appear to be a good one. And for the last question, number 7, it asks, now assume that it is 5 years later and the company is unable to accumulate the $200,000 needed to make the software purchase. Instead, it is forced to borrow the $200,000. The loan calls for repayment in equal annual installments over a 4-year period, with the first payment due at the end of 1 year. Assuming that the company can borrow the funds at a 10% rate, what amount of interest and principal will be repaid at the end of each year of the loan? So the yearly payment is going to be $63,094.16. So in the first year, you're going to get be paying a $20,000 interest with the principal of $43,094.16, and this is calculated by multiplying the interest to the loan amount, or the interest rate, excuse me, to the loan amount, which gives you the 20%, and that's subtracted from the yearly payment to get your principal. You'll continue this through year 2, 3, and 4, while subtracting the principal from the loan amount, since that's applied to what's being paid off. So in year 2, you're going to have $15,690.58 of interest and $47,403.58 for your principal. Year 3, you have $10,950.23 for your interest, $52,143.93 for your principal, and year 4 you have $5,735.83 for interest, and your last remaining principal balance will be that is paid is $57,358.33. And that concludes our case study number 12.
Very good. I'm gonna, and I think if you guys have watched the other videos from the other cases, the main objective tonight is just for you to kind of present your initial thoughts, the work that you've done, and you did a nice job. I'm not going to necessarily kind of comment on the math and the details of it, because what the goal now is to have your group post your slides. I'll post the recording on the discussion board. The other group has done that, and then your group and the other group is charged with kind of leading the rest of the class on the discussion board and maybe asking questions or responding to their questions. So what would be important to do now is to watch the other group's presentation, compare it to your own, and maybe if something's different, and there's not always a black and white answer on some of these. Sometimes there is, but see if there's any differences and engage them in a discussion about, well, we came up with this. This is the way we did it. Why did you do it that way? And see if one way is right, or if both are appropriate and you just made different assumptions and those sorts of things. So that's kind of the intent of the presentations, and then the main kind of interaction and discussion of the details takes place on the discussion board. Does that sound okay?
That sounds good.
Excellent. So yeah, if you'll post the slides, it'll take a few minutes for this recording to process, and then I'll post the link to the recording in the same place.
Okay, I can do that.
Excellent. Very good. And then as a group, feel free, you can email me privately. Like I was saying, just give me your sense of, did everyone contribute, or so-and-so did most of the work. I mean, I kind of want that feedback as a group, just so it'll help with the grading.
Okay.
All right. Excellent job. Thank you. Have a great night.
Right.